So what about others? Could you read? Basically, I told text Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 1, 27th verse, where the Ajamila, the time of death arrived for foolish Ajamil, and he began thinking exclusively of his son. So I'll just quickly go through this also, in case you are not read it. Okay, so this is the verse. Let us recite the verse also. Okay, text 27. स एवं वर्तमानो ज्ञो
स एवं
स एवं
वर्तमानोऽज्ञो
वर्तमानोऽज्ञो
मृत्युकाल उपस्थिते
मृत्युकाला
मृत्युकाल
उपस्थिते
उपस्थिते
मतिं चकार तनये
मतिं
मतिं
चकार
चकार
तनये
तनये
बाले बाले नारायण वये.
बाले नारायण
नारायण
हृदये.
हव्यये.
Yes, Amarnath Prabhu, translation.
Translation. When the time of death arrived for the foolish Rajamila, he began thinking exclusively. Wait, this is covering my screen. Exclusively of his son Narayana.
Yeah, so that's why this is very interesting part, because now time of death has arrived for Ajamil. So sometimes what happens is, when one is too much engaged into sense gratification, into material things, then the time goes on and it goes very quickly. Like we saw also, 88 years of his life passed away. It was mentioned by Prabhupada. So like that he was going on, and one person thinks that, oh, I am going in the right direction. And as soon as time of death comes, then he is awakened. He is come to reality. Now till now I was thinking this everything is a material world is meant for enjoyment, and I can do anything. Nobody can stop me. I can do. I am the controller, proprietor. But now when the death comes, then a person is finished. He cannot do anything. So here the death is supposed arriving. So it is basically everyone. It is said that as soon as you are born, your death is also destined. So as soon as you take birth, people say it's a birthday. Today is my birthday or something. So that birthday only, death day is also mentioned. In the destiny it is there. When the death is going to come for which person. So you can't, neither you can delay it nor you can prepone it or anything like that. The day will come and one has to just pass. So that's why it is very important to prepare for that particular time from now onwards. Means when we are young, especially when we are young, because it is said that old age it is very difficult, because that time if somebody tells you the philosophy, you may not be even able to understand it, because the memory, power, those things are not there. And even the faith, by that time one may not have that kind of faith also. So in young age only we cultivate the faith and grow it more and more. So when the death time comes, we understand, okay, this is now, even though death is coming, I don't have anything to fear. Who fears death is the non-devotees or the karmi people, because they understand that I have done so many sinful activities. Now death is going to come and I don't know where I will go. Maybe I will go to hellish planet. Like one person was asking me, प्रभु जी मैंने तो बहुत सारे ड्रिंकिंग स्मोकिंग ये ऐसे कुछ किया, तो उससे भी कुछ हमारा नुकसान होगा कि कौन से हेल में जाएंगे, कितना पनिशमेंट मिलेगा, लाइक दैट ही वाज इंक्वायरिंग. Then I understood this person is too much addicted to intoxication, and that's why he is very much fearful. So he understood that this is not good, and he understood even that he is going to get punished. But still, there also he was trying to see whether I should get least punishment or something like that. So this is how people, those who have not done any Krishna consciousness, when the death comes, they are very very fearful. But what happens to devotee? Anyone can tell. What happens to devotee? Is he also fearful? Because his also body is going to go. So what he will do at that time?
The devotee would um
Yeah.
Prabhu, if you want you can answer.
No, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Devotee would be happy that he'll be going back to Godhead
Hmm.
when he leaves the body. Like after all this Krishna conscious practice, he'll be thinking that I'm ready for this now. Actually, a devotee will be waiting for that. Like in one
Hmm.
class, I heard from. Yeah.
Yeah. Correct. Yes, Raunak Prabhu, what you were saying?
He will remember Krishna for sure at the time of death.
So will
Like,
he be
okay, that
fearful or not?
No, 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 not at all. He will be happily leaving the body. Like in 1 second, he will leave the body.
Mm,
Yamaraj, Yamdut will not need to snatch their soul from the heart.
mm.
It will automatically leave. Like very happily, it will leave. Okay, like अच्छा निकल गया.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Pranit, bro.
Uh, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhupada has given that example, that rat in the mouth of a cat and cat's child in the
Correct.
mouth of cat.
Yeah.
So a devotee is like a cat's child in the mouth of cat, and a non-devotee is like a rat in the mouth of cat.
Hmm.
So when a cat child is in the mouth of cat, it does not fear that cat eats it.
Hmm.
Same death is
Correct.
also like that for a
Yeah,
devotee.
Yeah,
and
I
death
was
is also
about to quote.
beautiful.
Yeah, I was about to
I
quote this
heard.
analogy. Yes.
Yeah, I was saying that Krishna said, "Na, Kalos me." So death is Krishna only. So we will be happy to meet it.
Yeah, correct. Krishna says, I am death, or Aham Kalosmi, correct. So I am the devouring enemy of every, like, I devour everything. So that's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So as Pranit Bro was telling also, that example of kitten and rat. Kitten is a basically baby of cat. So when the cat, it actually takes relishes the eating rat. That is what is food for cat. When a rat is always running from away from cat, and it is going one place another place, and in case the cat catches him, then gone. He is very fearful because now death is going to come, and he same mouth, she picks up the rat, but rat is very fearful because he knows that now I'm dead, dead now. But at the same time, the kitten is also carried. Sometimes kitten, small baby, she cannot run very fast. So she may be attacked by another dog or something. So then the mother cat, she will pick up the kitten in the same mouth, the way she had picked up rat. But now this kitten is not very fearful. Kitten is feeling very sheltered. That, oh, very nice. Now I was not able to walk properly. Now my mother has come, and the mother will take me away and to a safe place. And I am now going to lead a very wonderful life. I don't have to fearful of this dog and all. So this is what Prabhupada gives the analogy. He says the rat is like the Karmi people, like those who never uttered even a single name of holy name of Lord, and they were always engaged into sinful activities. They never bothered to worship Lord, to chant the holy names of the Lord, and to do any spiritual activities. They used to criticize God. They were atheistic people. So all of them now, they when this thing comes, they are very fearful. Whereas devotees, they understand, oh, death is going to come. I am going to meet Krishna. So full life I was waiting for him. When that day will come, when that day will come, when I go to spiritual world, meet Krishna. And even Krishna is also waiting for this devotee. So you must have seen that photo where a devotee, Krishna is embracing one person. So that is actually Gop Kumar. So it is said that even every living entity who goes to the spiritual world, Krishna embraces him like that. So because he is waiting when this now this person is doing this. He has taken birth in human life. He is going like this. He is now 11, 12. He has taken a teaching job. He is doing this. He's got married. Now death is coming, and then he is waiting whether he is still able to remember me, or he got caught up in his worldly things and he has gone forgotten me. So if he remembers me, then he will come to me. If he forgets, then he will go to some other place, because so then the Lord feels very bad. Oh, he has gone to some other place. He could not. He still doesn't want to come to me. He is, yeah, like he's remembering. He still want to enjoy in this world. Lord says, okay, you continue in the material world. And still, as a Paramatma, he is still accompanying that living entity, going from one species to another. So that is what his Lord is very merciful and always waiting for us. So this is how the death, when the death comes, it is very, very painful for um, non-devotees, but for devotees, it is not so painful. Sometimes apparently it looks like that. Like I could have shown that there is one Bhakti Tirth Maharaj. I don't know how many of you know uh, how he lived his body. So lived also very nicely, and at the end also he is very filled with full Krishna consciousness. He left. Yeah, Black Lotus, correct. So he was from South Africa. That's why he was having a black complexion. So that's why he's known as Black Lotus. the lotus because he is a Vaishnava, he is a pure devotee of the Lord. So he did a very nice actually. Maybe tomorrow only I'll take the video, and tomorrow we can see the videos. It is very wonderful. I don't have exact video, but I will try to search something, and we can see that how he lived his body, and he was actually very, even he was crying tears. He said, Prabhupada is calling me, Prabhupada is calling me, so much happy. And there was so much pain. The doctors were said the kind of pain he's undergoing, we can't even imagine how he's surviving. Still, with that pain also, he was thoroughly Krishna conscious. He was dancing, he was crying. There are his kirtans. While doing kirtan, he was having tears in his eyes, and he was continuously crying, and still very enthusiastically he was doing kirtan. And he was giving classes for long hours also. So these are the devotees who are never afraid of death. They are very happy. So so at the same time, to devotee to become happy, he has to first do the homework. If one has not done the homework, then when the exam comes, we will be fearful. So that's why one has to do his homework. And when we get that particular faith, conviction, and when the death comes, we will be happy to receive it. So it is said in Dhruv Maharaj case, when death came, he just put a feet on like death personified comes no to take the body. So he just put his lotus feet on it, and he stepped on to the Vaikuntha airplane, and that's how he went to the spiritual world. For a devotee, it is like that. He just puts for death is just a stepping stone, so that he goes to the next path, spiritual world he goes. Like, okay, so purport. Should we read Patpat or we should just go ahead?
It will take time, but I think I have some questions in the purport.
Okay, then we can go through it. It's always good to go through the Patpat wise. Okay, Rana Pro, you can read.
The highest perfection of human life achieved either by complete knowledge of matter and spirit, by acquirement of mystic powers, or by perfect discharge of one's occupational duty, is to remember the personality of Godhead at the end of life. Somehow or other, Ajamil consciously or unconsciously chanted the name of Narayan at the time of death, Ante Narayana Smriti, and therefore he became all perfect simply by concentrating his mind on the name of Narayan.
Yeah, Ajamil consciously or unconsciously chanted the name of Narayan at the time of death. So even if somebody chants the name of Narayan unconsciously, still he gets benefited. So it is said one of the place Prabhupada is giving that medicine, even if you know that it is a medicine or you don't know, still it will have effect. Like sometimes the small children are there, they are very afraid. They say, I don't want medicine. So they, so then mother what she does, she will make some other things and she will put the medicine in that and then give to the child. And child eats it thinking that, oh, it is very wonderful thing. But inside the medicine is also put up, and that's how he gets cured. So holy name is also like that. So consciously or unconsciously one chants, still he will get benefit. But that doesn't mean that we become unconscious and we think that okay, chanting, even if I chant my 16 rounds, but I am thinking different things and still it will have effect. So one should not do that. That comes in Nama Pras. So Ajamil's case, because that was not the case in Ajamila. He actually chanted not like it is said intentionally we should not avoid the holy name. So that is the main point. Intentionally we should not think okay anyway make an like unconscious also I can do get perfection. So then that should not be the case. So one should be very careful not to do aparadh or on the strength of the holy name. So that should not happen. Another thing is, on the contrary, one should learn a positive lesson in this case. One should think that by unconsciously chanting the holy name, I am getting benefited. Then what to speak of consciously chanting the holy name? How much more benefit I will get? So a devotee, he will think in this direction, and that's how he will advance. Whereas if somebody thinks that oh, unconsciously I will chant, or I don't bother to improve my quality of chanting, then he will just commit nama prad, and then actually he will degrade. That nam will degrade him down again. He will not achieve the same path. So that's why we should be very careful and very attentive in chanting the holy names. Okay, so yeah, next paragraph, Pranit Proof.
It may also be concluded that Ajamil, who was a son of Brahmana, was accustomed to worshipping Narayana in his youth, because in every Brahmana's house there is a worship of Narayana Shila. This system is still present in India. In a rigid Brahmana's house, there is a Narayana Seva, worship of Narayana. Therefore, all the contaminated Ajamila was calling for his son by concentrating his mind on the holy name of Narayana. He remembered the Narayana he had very faithfully worshipped in his youth.
Yeah, so here we understand one more thing. Although contaminated Ajamil was calling for his son by concentrating his mind on the holy name of Narayan, he actually remembered Narayan he had very faithfully worshipped in his youth. So even though he was calling out for his son Narayan, but still in his childhood he was worshipping actual Narayan, like proper worshipping from very faithfully he did that. And now because it is said that even if somebody they did some service, some part of the life, still that particular service will help him at the time of death. Like there is one verse if somebody remembers in Bhagavad Gita it comes, second chapter.
Prabhuji, it is Meha Vikramana Snosi
Correct.
Pratyavayana Vidyade
Yeah.
Sarvamabhyasa Dharmasya Kayade Madhobaya.
Yes, Haribol. So Neha
There's
Vikram
a
Nashukti.
small kind of devotional service will help from greatest danger.
Yeah. So Neha Vikrama Nashusti Pratyavayo na Vidyate. Swalpam apiyasya dharmasya. Swalpam, little bit of devotional service can save one from the most dangerous type of fear. And here is the example of Ajamil that he was in such a dangerous situation now, which Yamdutas are just about to come and take him because he has done sinful activities. But because he did some pious activities and some spiritual activities in his young age, so now that benefit is getting. Even though he was calling out for his son Narayan, because when he took Narayan, so initially it was his son's name, but because of that he was got purified and he started remembering the previous Narayan, the Lord Narayan, which whom he was worshipping in his yeah, young age. So that is what is the benefit of practicing at the from the early days of our life. That is most important. Yes, Pranav, next paragraph.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. In this regard, Srila Sridhara Swami expressed his verdict as follows. Edacha tat ubalabdhadi Sri Narayana
Namocharan
Namochana
Mahatme
Mahatmena
Tatpate
Tadbhaktir
Eva
Eva Idi
Siddhanto
Siddhanta
Payogi
Payogi
Napi
Napi.
Drashtayogyam.
According to the Bhakti Siddhanta, it is to be analyzed that because Ajamala constantly chanted his son's name, Narayana, he was elevated to the platform of Bhakti, although he did not know it. Similarly, Srila Veeraraghava Acharya gives this opinion. Evam Vartamana sa Dvijaha Mrityukale Vibhastide Satyajno Narayana ke Putra eva Madin Chakra Madin Asta Asasaktam Agarod iti Artha. Although at the time of death he was chanting the name of his son, he nevertheless concentrated his mind upon the holy name of Narayana. Srila Vijaya Dvaja Tirtha gives a similar opinion.
Yeah, so these are basically the references from different places that how Veeraragava Acharya's opinion, Vijayadhwaj Tirtha's opinion, these are all great acharyas who have given their opinion about how Mrityu Kale, like Mrityu Kale Deha Viyoga, Lakshana Kale Mrityu, Sarva Dosha Papa Harasya, Harer Anugrahat Kale. So basically, in the time of death, when you call the holy name of Lord, Ante Narayana Smriti, when you remember Lord Narayan, you actually go to him. So yeah, last line.
Directly or indirectly, Ajamala factually remembered Narayana at the time of death, and then Narayana's SB
Yeah, actually
2.1.6.
directly or indirectly. So that doesn't matter. Ajamila remembered Narayan at the time of death. So that is how he got saved. सपाशहस्तां तृणदृष्ट्वा
सपाशहस्तां स्त्रीं
Apashahastan
दत्त्वा
पुरुषानतिदारुणान्
पुरुषानतिदारुणान्
वक्रतुण्डान् ऊर्ध्वरोम्ना
वक्रतुण्डान्
वक्रतुण्डान् ऊर्ध्वरोमा
ऊर्ध्वरोमा
आत्मानं नेतुमागतान्
आत्मानं
आत्मानं
नेतुम् आगतम्
नेतुमागतान्
दूरे क्रीडानकासक्तं
दूरे क्रीडा
पुत्रं नारायणाय व्ययम्
पुत्रं
पुत्रं
नारायणाय
नारायणाय
व्ययम्
लालितेन स्वरेणोच्चैर
प्लावितेन
प्लावितेन
स्वरेणोच्च
स्वर्णेच्चैर
आजुहावाकुलेन्द्रियः
आजुहावाकुलेन्द्रियः
आजुहावाकुलेन्द्रियः.
Yes, Amarnath, translation.
Hare Krishna. Ajamila then saw three awkward persons with deformed bodily features, fierce, twisted faces, and hair standing erect on their bodies. With ropes in their hands, with they had come to take him away to the abode of Yamraj. When he saw them, he was extremely bewildered, and because of attachment to his child, who was playing a short distance away, Ajamila began to call him loudly by his name. Thus, with tears in his eyes, he somehow or other chanted the holy name of Lord Narayana.
Ajamila saw three awkward persons with deformed bodily features. So three Yamdutas basically. So their features are also like that. Bodily feature deformed means the body is not in a proper form. It is little deformed. Sometimes big face is very big or hands are small and different things. You can just fears also. The twisted faces are also very twisted. And here standing erect. Basically they are in the form which will be very fearful and ugly form. So they come in that way with ropes in their hand. Why ropes are there in their hands? Anyone can tell?
to snatch the soul out of the body of the Ajamil, or
Yeah,
out of the
snatch.
heart of the Ajamil.
Yeah, snatch and beat him with the ropes. So because basically they are taking the soul for giving punishment. So the ropes are there, and while taking to, it's not that okay, let us come, we will go to Hellish planet and take him nice chariot or something. So it doesn't happen. They take a rope and chalo, like sometimes a criminal is taken to the thing, no? Or sometimes suppose in your society some thief comes and uh, he does lot of loot and everything, and one day he is caught. So all society people, how they will take with a rope in their hand, they will beat him and take him to the police station. So that's what Yamdutas are doing. They are beating him. The ropes always are in their hands. Whereas Vishnu Duta's hands are not ropes. They have lotus flower and different Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, and they are properly taking him. Like even the Vaikuntha plane when came for Dhruva Maharaj, very nicely he was seated in a proper way, and then he was taken very nicely. So, but here they are having ropes in their hands. Okay, Ravanakru, purport.
A person who performs sinful activities performs them with his body, mind, and words. Therefore, three order carriers from Yamaraj came to take Ajamil to Yamaraj's abode. Fortunately, even though he was referring to his son, Ajamil chanted the four syllables of Hari Nam, Narayana. And therefore, the order carriers of Narayan, the Vishnu Dutas, also immediately arrived there. Because Ajamil was extremely afraid of the ropes of Yamraj, he chanted the Lord's name with tearful eyes. Actually, however, he never meant to chant the holy name of Narayan, he meant to call his son.
Yeah. So interesting, no?
Very.
That the sinful activities are done with body, mind, and words. So three body first. Basically, first it comes in mind. Then you contemplate. Okay, I had to do this. I had to do this. I had to kill this person. Then the mind first starts acting, and then it comes in words. Okay, I will do it. And then after that, body with body, he actually does that activity. So sinful activity does in three things: body, mind, and words. So that's how the person gets into this. So that's why what happened is three Yamdutas came. And why three?
Hmm.
Why four? Yeah, Vishnu Dutas came. What is mentioned here? Reference. Yes.
What, Prabhu?
The four syllables.
Three
Na, ra, ya,
three
na.
Yamdutas came because the sinful activities are performed with body, mind, and words. That's why three Yamdutas came. And then Prabhupada is saying four Vishnu Dutas came. So three Yamdutas and four Vishnu Dutas were there. So why four Vishnu Dutas came to save Ajamil? Yes, Amarnath.
four regulative principles. Maybe.
Eh?
I mean, just reference.
What Prabhupada told you?
Uh,
Satyam Bro is telling dharma, artha, kama, moksha.
okay, yeah, four syllables.
Yeah, four syllables.
Narayana. Yeah.
Narayan. So because he said Narayana, so four syllables, that's why four Vishnu Dutas came. So that is very important. But if somebody asks you, okay, why we should not, so in spirituality you see that everything has a reason. Why four Vishnu
Reason.
Dutas came, why three Yamdutas came, why both of them came together, and so all the reasons are there. So somebody asked some childish question also people may ask, hey, why four Vishnu Dutas? And if they say some other answer, then it will not be proper. So here Prabhupada is giving that answer also.
प्रभु जी हमें लेने ना 32 विष्णु दूतास आने वाले हैं बिकॉज वी चैंट हरे कृष्णा हैज 32 syllables.
Yeah,
32 विष्णु दूतास बड़ी से विमान में आएंगे.
correct. Yes. So surely. And yeah, 32 because Hare Krishna is a big Mahamantra there.
16 16 16 words are there, naam are there,
Hmm.
16 naam, but 32 syllable I guess, है ना?
Yes. Only thing we should remember. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
हरे
Ram,
राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे.
we take the name and we keep chanting. So that's why we should be very careful and very attentive in chanting the holy name. Every day when we chant, we have to actually understand that I am getting today opportunity is a very special opportunity I am getting, that today I am getting to chant. I don't know whether what will happen. Like that Kulashekara, King Kulashekara said no, that in at the time of death my kantha, what do you say, kapha vata pitta. So he said that my I will not be even able to speak because my ability to speak may also go because of kapha vata pitta. It will be so much aggravated, and then I will not be able to. I don't know whether my memory will be there to remember you or not. So he says that now I am very nice, healthy, and now the things are going nicely. Now I am able to chant your holy name. So better the death comes now itself, so that I can remember you and I can leave the world and come to you. Because in old age I don't know whether I will be able to remember or not. So that is the prayers of King Kulashekar. So, so we should aspire for that. So every day when we read, every day when we chant, when we chant, we should be very alert and attentive. Like sometimes when you go to the station, no, you know that the some stations like once we went to a railway station, we travel a lot by trains and all. So we saw that the platform was not given only. Already we were late, and when we approached the station, there was no platform mentioned. We were just going where to go, and we went to one place, another place, and we had entered from the backside. There was no inquiry counter was also not there. So then suddenly the announcement was happening, and we were very attentive what announcement is being done, and we understood. Okay, they were saying 12703 same train number they were calling out, and we were very attentive. So even though there was so much disturbance, people were coming here, there, and so much chaos was there, but still our attention was very much on the announcement that what platform they are going to say. And as soon as they told, okay, this 12703, this train is going to come in this particular platform, immediately we understood and we went to that platform. So it is said that when urgency is there, when you understand that by hearing this, I am going to get to particular destination or get some advantage, then we become very attentive. But sometimes when we are not much, we are quite casual. We think that, oh, anyway, things will happen, it's death is not going to come now. It is, we don't feel that urgency, and that's why we become inattentive. So that's why that feeling of urgency is very much required. And also it's not only just I want to go and this is my I want to do it, I want to go back to it. It's not only for us. Even Lord becomes very happy when we chant the holy name, so for the pleasure of the Lord. So every day we are very attentive. We don't think that, okay, Hare Krishna kuch to dusra hi soch rahe हैं and we are just chanting. So that should not happen. When we are chanting, Lord is actually hearing us. So we should be very careful and we should be very attentive when we chant the holy names. Okay, so in this purport, things came, and one more thing, if you see here in the translation, see what happened when he saw them, he was extremely bewildered, and because of attachment to his child, who was playing a short distance, Ajamil began to call out loudly by his name. So here you can see one important point, that whenever there is a such death comes, no, so one began to call out a person or thing or it can be anything, but basically the attachment, wherever the person's attachment is, their mind will go, and that person will start remembering. So for Ajamila, it was his son. So because his son's name was Narayan, he couldn't remember Narayan. But for others, it may be another person or another, or somebody is just thinking of some girl, or a girl may be thinking of some boy. So then they will remember him, and the boy may become a girl in the next life. Because the boy is now attracted to the girl. So he's thinking, oh, where is my, and she, dear, and like that, he keep thinking of her. And the next life, he will get the body of a girl. So that's how we see this now. This people are becoming into this. No, yeah, different categories are there. I heard that in US and all they have this LGBTQ. So these things are there. Lesbian, gay or homo. Those things are there. So in case so why they have become like that, they are even though somebody is in the body of a male and he has attraction towards male only, or somebody is even in the body of a female and she has attraction towards same sex. So why it happens? Because in the previous life they may be attracted, like a boy may be attracted to a girl. Now in this life, and he died in that way. So in this life, he has the attraction. He became a girl because of thinking about a girl. At the same time, the attraction remains with for a girl only. So that's how they come into this category. And so this also we can say is a proof of reincarnation. That because
Okay.
in the previous life, the life ended with that way. So now the same thing is happening. So, so one important lesson which we learn here is what we think at the time of death. That is what our attachment is. That only we think. So that's why attachment should be. We should develop attachment to spiritual things, and then we can remember spiritual things. Otherwise, if attachment is to different material things and all, then one will remember that, and then one loses the opportunity to go back to God. So like that.
Hmm.
Okay, going ahead. Text 30. निशम्याम्रियमाणस्य
निशम्यम्रियमणा माणस्य
मुखतो हरिकीर्तनम्
मुखतो
मुखतो
हरिकीर्तनम्
हरिकीर्तनम्
भर्तुर्नाम महाराज
भर्तो नाम
Bharturnaam
महाराज
Maharaja
पार्षदा सहसा पतन्.
पार्षदा
पार्षदा
Parshada
सहसापतम्.
पतन्.
Yes, Pranit Pro, translation.
My dear king, the order carriers of Vishnu, the Vishnu Dutas immediately arrived when they heard the holy name of their master from the mouth of the dying Ajamila, who had certainly chanted without offense because he had chanted in complete anxiety.
Yeah, so Vishnu Dutas immediately arrived. So Yamdutas also were coming, and Vishnudutas also immediately arrived when they heard the holy name of their master. Because when he saw the Vishnu Yamdutas coming, Ajamil even more intensely started chanting Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. So and Vishnudutas immediately came there, and Ajamil, who had certainly chanted without offense, because he had chanted in complete anxiety. So it is said that the holy name of Lord, when chanted in complete helplessness, that has much more effect. Like sometimes a mother may have few children and everybody is crying, but it is said that the child who cries the most, the mother will give her attention to that child because he is crying the most. He is loudly is crying with full mouth, with his hands and everything. So the mother will first pick him up, solace him, and then other children she will take care of. So that's how here Ajamila was in complete anxiety, and that's how he was chanting the holy name. So immediately the Vishnu came to save. Immediately they arrived at that place. So that's how we should also chant with a complete help. Sometimes helpless situation comes, and one actually leaves. He thinks that, oh, what is this? God is not doing anything. I am doing so much for Lord. Nothing is happening. So I give up. But another perspective is one thing. So Lord, so many difficulties are there. You are only my shelter. You can only help me. And he intensely start chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So then he gets the benefit of he gets more benefit, and Lord becomes immediately goes to him that particular devotee. Okay, perfect. Pranav Group.
Hare Krishna. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur remarks, Hari Kirtanam Nishamya Vahan Kadam Bhushraya Bhartru Nama Bruvataha. The order carriers of Lord Vishnu came because Ajamila had chanted the holy name of Narayana. They did not consider why he was chanting. While chanting the name of Narayana, Ajamila was actually thinking of his son. But simply because they had heard Ajamila chanting the Lord's name. The order carriers of Lord Vishnu, the Vishnudutas, immediately came for Ajamila's protection. Hari Kirtana is actually meant to glorify the holy name, form, pastimes, and qualities of the Lord. Ajamila, however, did not glorify the form, qualities, or paraphernalia of the Lord. He simply chanted the holy name. Nevertheless, that chanting was sufficient to cleanse him of all sinful activities. As soon as the Vishnudutas heard their master's name being chanted, they immediately came. In this regard, Srila Vijaya Dwaja Vijaya Vidya Vijayadwaja Tirtha remarks, Anena putra sneham andarena prajindrisha balat ubadhyaya bhaktya bhagavan nama sankirtanam kridam idi jinyate. Ajamala chanted the name of Narayana because of his excessive attachment to his son. Nevertheless, because of his past good fortune in
Having rendered Having rendered devotional service to Narayan, he apparently chanted the holy name in full devotional service and without offenses. Yeah, so this purport is quite clear. Yeah, Hare Krishna. It's audible, no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So Ajamila
in
chanted the
full
name of
devotional
Narayan because of excessive
service
attachment to his son. Nevertheless, because of his past good fortune in having rendered devotional service to Narayan, he apparently chanted the holy name with full devotional service and without offenses. Yes, next verse. Vikarshato antarhridayad
Vigashadu
Vikashatu antarhridayad
Nasipatim ajamilam
hasipatim
Tamam
ajamilam
Preshya Vishnuduta Varayam Asurojasa.
varyamasurojasam.
Yes, Suraj Pro, translation.
Translation: The order carriers of Yamraja were snatching the soul from the core of the heart of Ajamila, the husband of the prostitute, but with resounding voices the messengers of Lord Vishnu, the Vishnudutas, forbade them to do so.
Yeah, so orders of Jamin, they were snatching the soul from core of the heart of a Jamin. So it is a very painful situation. It is said that death is like when the soul and body separates. It is like biting, I think 40,000 scorpion bites. That pain, how much you will get, no? That kind of pain comes when the soul is snatched from your the body. It's separated. So that it's a very painful situation. So, but Vishnu Dutta immediately stopped them. So it's like what do you say? Somebody is doing a wrong thing, and immediately the person comes as the authority and he says, "Hey, don't do this. You are not supposed to do." So or like police or something comes, two people are fighting and police comes, say you cannot do this or you can't do injustice with this person, and immediately you are caught. The order carriers of Yamraj, they were little bewildered. They thought, oh, this is our duty. He did sinful activities, we are taking him. And who is this Vishnu Dutas who are coming? So in the future verses, you will see the conversation between Vishnu Dutas and Yamdutas. So we have big purpose. Okay, we'll just finish this. Yes, Amarnath, first paragraph.
A Vaishnava who can you hear me, Prabhu?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
A Vaishnava, one who has surrendered to the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, is always protected by Lord Vishnu's order carriers. Because Jamila has chanted the holy name of Narayana, the Vishnudutas not only immediately arrived on the spot, but also at once ordered the Yamadutas not to touch him. By speaking with resounding voices, the Vishnudutas threatened to punish the Yamadutas if they continued trying to snatch Ajamila's soul from his heart. The order carriers of Yamraj have jurisdiction over all sinful living entities, but the messengers of Lord Vishnu, the Vishnudutas, are capable of punishing anyone, including Yamraj, if he wrongs a Vaishnava.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
order carriers Yamraj, they have jurisdiction to punish only the sinful living entities. Whereas Vishnu Dutas can punish even the Yamraj also. If he wrongs a Vaishnava, if he does some wrong with a Vaishnava, he can punish them also. So Yamdutas were bewildered. Arey, we are doing our duty and you are coming and you are saying you will punish us. For doing our duty, we are getting punishment. And this was the first time that they were being stopped from snatching soul like this. They have done so many times. And this is the first time these people are coming and taking him. So they were quite bewildered. Yes, Ranopro, next paragraph.
Materialistic scientists do not know where to find the soul within the body with their material instruments. But
Hmm.
this verse clearly explains that the soul is in the heart, core of the heart, Hridaya. It is from the heart that the Yamdutas were extracting the soul of Ajamil. Similarly, we learned that the super soul, Lord Vishnu, is also situated within the heart. Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hridayeshe Arjuna Tisthati. Bhagavad Gita 18.61. In the Upanishads, it is said that the super soul and the individual soul are living in the same tree of the body as true friendly birds. The super soul is said to be friendly because the Supreme Personality of Godhead is so kind to the original soul that when the original soul transmigrates from one body to another, the Lord goes with him. Furthermore, according to the desire and karma of the individual soul, the Lord, through the agency of Maya, creates another body for him. The heart of the body is a mechanical arrangement, as the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 18.61.
Yeah. So here Prabhupada is telling material scientists do not know where to find the soul within the body. And Yamraj, Yamdutas are just coming and trying to snatch. They don't have to research, okay, where is the soul? Let us first do observation, make a quick scan or something. So they don't have to do all these instruments and everything. They know soul is, even Yamdutas know that the soul is situated in the heart, core of the heart. And they just went, they tried to snatch the soul. Whereas material scientists, they are trying different ways, and by the time they get little bit of that, little bit of understanding of soul, even their soul is snatched by the Amritas and taken away. So they are just observing only, and the next person comes, and the same thing happens with them. And still, they are not able to believe in the words of the scriptures. That Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Riddeshe Arjuna Tishtati Brahmayan Sarvabhutani Yantra Rudhani Mayaya. Yes, Pranit Prabhu, last paragraph.
The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of the material energy. Yantra means a machine, such as an automobile. The driver of the machine of the body is the individual soul, who is also its director or proprietor. But the supreme proprietor is the supreme personality of Godhead. One's body is created through the agency of Maya, Karmana Daiva Netrena. Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 31st chapter, 1st verse. And according to the one's activities in this life, another vehicle is created again under the supervision of Daivi Maya. Daivi ye hai aise gunamayi mama maya duratya. Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter 14th verse. At the appropriate time, one's next body is immediately chosen, and both the individual soul and the super soul transfer to that particular bodily machine. This is the process of transmigration. During the transmigration from one body to the next, the soul is taken away by the order carriers of Yamaraj and put into a particular type of hellish life, Naraka, in order to become accustomed to the condition in which he will live in his next body.
Yeah. So Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart. So there is a soul and super soul in the heart. Soul is we, and the super soul is the Supreme Lord. So in this verse, very nicely it is given, and how the living entity. So you must have heard that analogy also of two parrots sitting on a tree. Two birds actually, two birds sitting on a tree. One bird is eating the fruits of the tree, different fruits. Sometimes he gets kacha fruit, sometimes sweet fruit, and he is just going, but he is not looking towards the other bird. Other bird is just watching the activities. And then what happens? This first bird, he keeps jumping from one tree to another like that. And the other bird just travels, goes with him. But he doesn't. But as soon as this first bird looks at to this bird, then he sees all his anxieties are finished. Then he understands, okay, this is what, and then he goes back to about it. But here he is so much. So this taking fruits means basically eating fruits. Sometimes happiness, sometimes distress. and so he is struggling with the life and going from one life to another life. That is one tree to another tree, and like that he is just passing on, but he's not. He's forgetting God. So that is so that's why it is very important that we practice spiritual life. And these are very golden purports actually. This kind of sections which comes in Srimad Bhagavatam, along with a very wonderful storyline, and which has happened in the real history, and also the very nice lessons which Prabhupada is giving through his purports. So it makes us such a wonderful, it's like a sometimes people go to watch the movie and all, in that movie, after watching 3 hours, also their material desire, instead of reducing, it multiplies and it goes and again troubles them. The desire becomes like a demon for them and attacks them back. Whereas when you read this kind of pastimes and Srimad Bhagavatam, then you see that material desire it reduces. Your mind also comes in your control, and you understand what is the real purpose of my life, what I should be doing, and then you lead a very wonderful path. So that is what scriptures do. They actually help us to go ahead in our path and make us advance in Krishna consciousness and make us more closer to God. Whereas modern media, they take us away from God. They say that, oh, there is no God, and that's why we should take association of such things which will make us closer to God and make us more stable and more happy in our life. So this is what Srimad Bhagavatam is very important for this. Okay, so thank you all very much for patiently listening. We have completed which verse we have completed?
31.
31 is completed. Okay, so 32 we will start in the tomorrow's session only, and I will also try to get that Bhakti Tirth Maharaj's clip. Okay, thank you. Today, Rana Pro joined, Pranav Pro joined, Amarnath Pro, Pranit Pro, Satyam Pro, and Suraj Pro. So thank you.
Guruji, can I
Hare-
ask a question?
Yes.
In the 27th verse,
Mhm.
the highest perfection of human life achieved either by complete knowledge of matter and spirit, by
Yeah.
acquirement of mystic powers, or by perfect discharge of one's occupational duty. So they are saying that either by getting mystic powers, or by having complete knowledge of matter and spirit, or by discharging our own occupational duty perfectly, that is actually highest perfection of human life. Is it like if you even become like if we get even some mystic powers, is our life perfect then also?
No, it is said here that either by complete knowledge of matter and spirit, by acquirement of mystic powers, or by perfect discharge of one's occupation duty, is to remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead at the end of life.
Hmm.
Yeah, basically, highest perfection of human life is to remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead at the end of life. This is the one statement, and the means
Okay.
can be different. Means can be by the knowledge of matter and spirit, or it is by mystic powers, or whatever the means can be. So basically, they are not telling. That's why it is said in also, no, directly or indirectly, one should remember the Supreme Lord. So that is the highest perfection of human life is to remember the Supreme Lord by whatever means you can go to it. But easiest way is by properly discharging devotional service. That is the easiest way. Otherwise, other things are also there, but we don't know whether we will be able to remember or not. So the process which is very much proven, we should take to that process.